Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, siang, sore, dan malam untuk kita semua. Perkenalkan, nama saya Taufan Surya Putra dengan jurusan Electrical Engineering.
Hai, gue Audrey dari Mekatronik.
Gue Zidan, Ahmad Zidan Firmansyah, ambil jurusan Electrical Electronics Engineering.
Jadi Electrical Engineering itu jurusan yang membahas tentang segala keilmuan tentang kelistrikan, mulai dari arus lemah, tegangan rendah, hingga arus kuat, tegangan tinggi. Terus kalian juga belajar tentang transformator, motor listrik, dan lain-lain. Semua yang berbau tentang kelistrikan itu ada di Electrical Engineering. Jadi apa aja sih yang membedakan Electrical Engineering, Electrical Mechatronics, dan juga Electrical Electronics? Jadi yang membedakan itu untuk Electronics itu mereka spesialis tegangan rendah dan juga arus lemah. Kalau Mechatronic itu mereka lebih concern ke arah Mechanical and Electronics, yaitu tentang berbau tentang robotik. Kalau Electrical Engineering yang sudah seperti saya sebutkan tadi, kalian bakal belajar hampir seluruh cabang keilmuan di kelistrikan.
Terus kalau di Indo yang gue tahu itu buat S1 belum ada. Cuman kalau di D3 tuh pernah dengar gitu. Pokoknya tuh ada yang namanya kayak otomasi gitu. Kayak apa mekanika dan otomasi. Nah, itu tuh jatuhnya tetap bawahnya mekatronik. Kalau enggak pernah juga dengar D4 tapi di Politeknik gitu. Kayak aku pernah dengar di Surabaya, terus di Batam juga ada. Tapi kalau yang satunya belum ada setahu aku ya.
Jurusan Electrical Engineering ini sudah lumayan banyak di beberapa PTN maupun PTS di Indonesia. Dan akreditasinya sudah beberapa juga sudah A. Seperti kayak di Universitas Indonesia, terus kayak ada di ITB, ada elektro di Undip, ada ITS, dan lain-lain.
Kalau skill buat di Mekatronik ini nggak tahu ya, paling ya overall pasti bahasa Inggris karena kita kan kelasnya bahasa Inggris. Terus daripada ngomong sih aku ngerasa lebih ngaruh ke nulis sama baca gitu, kayak nulis baca dengerin karena kalau di kelas lecture, terus kalau bikin laporan juga, bikin makalah gitu pasti nulis. Terus kadang tuh kalau baca literatur review kan harus baca yang artikel-artikel yang agak ribet gitu, jadi itu bakal kepake banget. Terus kalau selain itu aku ngerasa sebenarnya kalau di sisi mekanikalnya itu tuh kayak kemampuan spasialnya itu lumayan kepake gitu loh, karena kan nanti kayak bidang yang dipakai itu 3D, jadi itu lebih yang diputer-puter gitu, jadi harus lebih bisa ngebayangin gitu.
Pelajaran-pelajaran yang mesti kita bawa sampai kita kuliah nanti di UTM yang Electrical Electronics itu pelajaran basic circuit, jadi basic ohm, hukum ohm. Terus habis itu pasti kalian pernah belajar trafo, terus habis itu induktor, kapasitor, RLC gitu-gitu. RLC circuit, meskipun kalian cuman belajar cuman perbandingan atau cuman permukaannya aja, tapi nanti bakal kepake banget di kuliah nanti. Terus kalian juga harus paham sin kostan, trigonometri, sudut istimewa, terus habis itu integral, terus turunan, diferensial, limit, logaritma. Minimal kalian udah paham lah kayak gitu.
Terus kira-kira apa aja sih yang dipersiapin sebelum berangkat? Kalau saya pribadi, saran saya untuk kalian bisa beli kalkulator saintifik dulu di Indonesia. Karena kenapa? Kalian bisa milih sesuai dengan kebutuhan kalian. Namun kalau untuk Electrical Engineering sendiri, saran saya itu yang FX 500 atau enggak yang FX 900. Kenapa itu? Karena dari FX 500 itu sebenarnya udah komplit. Terus kenapa FX 900? Karena yang membedakan FX 500 sama 900 itu untuk persamaan suku banyaknya itu sampai pangkat 4 yang FX 900. Jadi itu mempermudahin kalian buat nyelesain soal yang cukup rumit di engineering matematik gitu. Dan harganya menurut saya itu lebih terjangkau di Indonesia daripada di Malaysia untuk harga kalkulator saintifik.
Pesan untuk maba, semangat terus untuk ngejar impian kalian, karena UTM sudah membuka selebar-lebar untuk kalian kuliah di UTM gitu.
Pesan dari aku adalah yang rajin, tahu cara nge-manage waktu, dan tahu gaya belajar ya. Pokoknya tuh kalian tuh harus tahu kalian tuh sukanya sendirian atau rame-rame, atau sukanya kayak dengar lecture udah bisa, atau butuh latihan, atau butuh nyatet, atau butuh nyari referensi, nonton YouTube, terserah. Pokoknya kalian harus tahu gaya belajar kalian tuh gimana gitu sebenarnya.
Ikutin terus kegiatan acaranya, jangan patah semangat. Itu saja dari saya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Tunggu aja. Oke, sekian dari gua. Ciao.
Itu aja dari gue. Ditunggu ya partisipasinya di acara gathering Astha.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo semuanya, nama gue Amalia Azhari.
Gue Muhammad Andi Zafran.
Kerin, asal jurusan Petroleum Engineering.
Gue anak jurusan Teknik Kimia atau Chemical Engineering, angkatan tahun 2019.
Gue berasal dari Jakarta, jurusan Teknik Bioproses.
Teknik Kimia itu adalah suatu cabang ilmu teknik yang mempelajari bagaimana memproses bahan baku atau bahan mentah dan bahan kimia menjadi suatu produk yang efisien dan tidak lupa mengutamakan lingkungan.
Oke, jurusan aku ini atau mungkin yang lebih dikenal dengan nama teknik perminyakan kalau di Indonesia ya, itu bergerak di bidang eksplorasi serta eksploitasi sumber daya alam. Nah, mungkin beberapa dari kalian kalau dengar yang namanya teknik perminyakan gak akan jauh-jauh dari teknik pertambangan. Nah, kalau teknik pertambangan itu lebih memfokuskan ke mineral padat, sementara teknik perminyakan itu lebih fokus ke fluidanya gitu. Jadi lebih fokus ke penambangan minyak bumi serta gas alamnya. Dan nanti kita bakal mempelajari mulai dari pencarian, pengeboran, ekstraksi serta pengolahan sampai bisa ada di pasaran dan tentunya memenuhi kriteria pemasaran gitu.
Jurusan Teknik Bioproses ini ada di Fakultas Teknik Kimia. Jadi, si teknik bioproses ini perpaduan dari teknik kimia dengan bioteknologi. Nah, kalau dari segi bioteknologinya, kita itu mempelajari tentang mengolah, memproses.
We can meet in this online event in healthy state. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Ika Khairunisa Putri, majoring naval architecture and offshore engineering, who will be guiding you throughout the crash course today. To start the event, let us all pray according to our respective religions and beliefs. Praying begins. Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Welcome to the new students who will be joining Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. I believe that all of you are great people who have bright opportunities to join a new family in Universiti Teknologi Malaysia and also want to take the time to join the crash course today. Before we get into the delivery of topic session, I would like to convey some rules for this webinar. Each participant is expected to turn off their microphone and activate the camera during the delivery of topic session. Participants who want to ask directly to the speaker are allowed to volunteer themselves or write their questions in the column chat of the Zoom platform. Participants are expected to be orderly and wear polite clothes when participating in this event. Participants who violate this rule will be forced to leave the event. Thank you for your attention and cooperation. You are here, my friends, because you believe that a good CV is the most important thing in applying to any opportunities, since it is the first document that all organizations are looking for. But the most challenging part is the interview session. So our goal with this webinar is to introduce you to the people and ideas that will help you actually execute your great CV and how to overcome an interview. All right, today's guest is one of the greatest speakers in town. He was graduated from University of South Australia, majoring Doctor of Business Administration. His master degree was Master of Science in Teaching English for Specific Purposes, ELT Management in University of Astha, United Kingdom. He was an inspirational motivator, life coach, and a motivational expert in Radio Malaysia. Isn't that amazing? But that's not the end. Other than that, he has taken numerous certificates such as Neuro-Linguistic Programming Practitioner, Life Coach, PBAL Practitioner, Early Childhood Education, and Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health. Those certificates are from USA, Victoria, Malaysia, and Ireland. Actually, this is the second time for him to deliver this topic in cooperation with ISS Indonesia. There's a fact. His advice about writing CV helped a student to get more than 5 calls from different companies at the same time, just because his CV was stunning. All right, without further ado, I will invite the CEO of Success Training and Consultancy, Dr. Afendi bin Hashim, to deliver his topic for the day.
Yes, Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh, guys.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Right, so Alhamdulillah. So how do you do?
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Good. So most of you are in the first year, second year, third year,
And fourth year.
final year. Oh my God. Right. Okay, good. So I'll be talking about how to write a resume and also how to attend an interview. So and I'll be sharing some slides with all of you, and you are free to ask questions, or for example, like, I'm going to ask you some questions too. Right, so can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
Yeah, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Okie doke. Right, so I have one question for all of you. Okay. So can you see the boxes on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, how many boxes do you see?
16.
16.
17.
17. Okay.
Well,
It's
12. Okay.
12, 13, 14, 15,
20,
16, 17,
18,
17.
20,
20,
81.
It's 21.
21.
Yeah,
21.
26.
26.
22.
29. Okay.
30.
So let us check it out.
1, 2, 3.
Okay. These are the 16 boxes that most people can see it. Right? Then we have to see deeper. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Right. So you may ask, right? So what? It's 16 or 17 or 21 or 30, right? So actually, guys, this is the way we look at things. Most students, right? Many students, I can say, they can say, oh, this is 16. Meaning this is how they look at themselves. I'm just 16. I'm just a graduate from AHIP's business schools in UTM. So as a result, they are not able to identify the skills, right, that God has given to them. So that's why they behave like that. Okay, they are not able to get a job or to market themselves because they look at themselves, I'm just a fresh graduate. Holy smoke. Then I came nearer to them. I smelled it. My God, you have not taken your shower and you call yourself as a fresh graduate? There's no such thing as a fresh graduate. Okay, guys, don't pity yourself, right? Never ever got all this virus from the previous failures. They don't get a job. They say, well, we are just fresh graduates. Nothing is fresh. You've been here for 4 years, right? And you have not taken your shower, you smell, right? So we're going to look at things differently on how to sell ourselves. Okay, you got me, guys? Okay?
Okay.
Right. Okay. So anybody from Malaysia? Raise your hand. Nobody. Okay. So right. Okay. Oh. My next slide. Okay, guys. Do you like MACD?
Yeah, I do.
Yes. Yes, I do. Yes.
Yes, of
Like
course.
MACD, right?
You like Patty?
You like MACD?
Yes.
I love the chicken. Okie doke. So, guys, how can you tell me what is the purpose of a menu? Halis, what's the purpose of a menu?
To introduce what they have.
Okay.
Let the
So any
customer
guys?
choose. To let the customer
Excuse me?
choose what they want to eat. To let the customer choose what they want to eat.
To let the customers choose what they want to eat. Okay, good. Any more answer?
To show what they have.
Excuse me?
To show what they have.
To show what they have. Okie doke. Basir. Any suggestion, Basir?
Yes, same.
Okay.
Yes.
Zahra? What a difficult question. What's the purpose of a menu, right?
To show that they have
To
a
show that
variety.
they have a variety. Very good. So, guys, the purpose of a menu is to seduce the customers like all of you to buy more. Okay? It's to buy more, to sell their product. It's not for us to choose. It's to sell, sell, sell. Okay, now, what is the purpose of your resume? To sell our skills? Right.
Sell.
So this, yeah, Ika.
Yeah, to sell self, like give the first impression to the company.
Correct. Very good. It's to sell ourselves. This is the thing most students are not aware. So when I ask them, have you attended the resume workshop? Say, sis, there's no need. We can just download from the internet, cut and paste, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, in your resume, you should put your soul into it. If you just cut and paste, it's not yours. It's someone else. So you have to put your soul into writing your resume because you really want to sell yourself. It's not just like, well, I can do it in half an hour. You download, cut and paste, blah, that's it. That is not an intelligent way, right? That's not intelligent. We have to be more intelligent. The purpose of a resume is to sell ourselves. Got it clear, guys? Clear? Baron?
Clear.
Right.
Yes, clear.
Yes,
My
sir.
next questions. What do they have there? To show your ability, what you have. The same, sell. To sell our skills, to sell our experience. But doctor, we are fresh graduates. We have no experience. Hold on. Everybody has experience, right? For example, Ika is involved in ISS Indonesia, right? Perhaps she's in charge of protocol unit. That is an experience. But you have to be able to write the phrases to seduce, right? The HR officer to buy you for the interview. You cannot just say ISS Indonesia 2020. That's it, secretary. It says nothing. You have to spell out your job spec. For example, maintain a good public image. Contacted 2 speakers in order to blah, 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 blah. Achievement. Managed to capture 250 international students to attend the webinar. Wow! Rather than stating Secretary of ISS, which says nothing. You get me, guys, Sabrina? Right? That's how we sell ourselves. Look at me. I'm at home. I wear my blazer. I wear my tie. Just to sell myself. Selling is very important. But sir, we are engineering students. Holy cow. Right? Selling. You couldn't just say the world is unfair. I have 4.1 for my CGPA. I didn't get a job. That guy is only 2.28 CGPA and he got a job. No. Right? It's not that way. Right? I studied hard. I should deserve more pay. And my answer to that is, who asked you to study hard? That's your problem. I will hire someone that I like. And I don't care about your CGPA. Okay, guys. Okay, yes, sir. Okay, yes.
Okay, yes, sir.
Right. So in my class, normally in UTM, right? When I make jokes, when my students do not laugh, I say, guys, I'm making a joke. Please laugh. But you're all so quiet. Okay. Next one. Well, what do we have now? Okay, guys, what do you see?
A word.
A fly.
Fly. Fly.
Sure.
Fly.
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 I'm currently seeing a paper right now.
Fly.
Is the item fly there?
There's a
Right.
word fly.
Do you see the word FLY?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Yes.
Good, great. Most people, when I show them that slide, they say, I just see that black area. Right? And do you know how do we interpret this as a psychologist? These are the people that always look at their bad points. I'm not handsome. I'm not beautiful. Nobody loves me, not even the cat. The self-concept is very low. So when you attend an interview, right, if you just sit down like this, mercy, right, without portraying your self-confidence, nobody will buy you, even though your CGPA is 4.26. Okay? So I asked some of my Indonesian students in my class, do you join ISS Indonesia? No, sir. In society, diversity, you will make you.
Hello, doctor.
Okay, guys, do you have any, so far, what questions do you have?
Doctor, actually, your connection was unstable, so we couldn't hear you clearly. Could you please repeat some things before?
Okay, so it's our ability to sell ourselves is not our CGPA actually per se 100%. It's the way we carry ourselves in writing our resume, plus the way we carry ourselves during that interview plays a very significant role in securing a job. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, for sure.
Right. So if while studying for 4 years in UTM, you're not involved in any society, it's very difficult to write the experiences part in your resume. But don't worry, there are many ways on how to do it. And make sure that, please avoid telling a lie in your resume. You should put your soul inside your resume, right? Because when you have prepared a good resume, when you attend the interview, you will feel more confident. But if it is done by cutting, copying, and pasting, that is when you are not able to answer the interview questions. And you blame the interviewer for giving you a question that is not related to your course, which is unintelligent. Okay, next question. How many pages should we have for our resume?
Yeah, the pages depends on your vast experience.
Right. So are you a postgraduate student, Muhammad?
Yes, sir.
You are a postgraduate student. Okay.
Yes,
on
sir.
your vast experience. Right. So some say 1 or 2. Okay. So normally, based on my research, a resume should be between 2 to 2.5 page. You should ask me, doctor, why? Why not? Right? So, love at the first sight. Let's say if you have one-page resume because you call yourself as a fresh graduate. Fresh, huh? Right? Who will be reading your resume?
Your employers.
HR.
The employer. Be more specific.
The HRD.
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 That's right. Be more specific.
The company. Company.
Interviewer.
The company.
Excuse me?
Company, sir.
I think the interviewer.
Right. Okay. The person that will be reading and shortlisting your resume is actually the clerk of HR, not the manager, not the officer. She or he will be reading it. Right? Okay. And do you think that she will read it?
No.
Not really.
Not really. Even students in UTM, right? They never read their books. And you are giving this to a clerk to read it. Oh my God. Please be more logical. So he or she will look at it. Aha, one page, meaning no experience. They'll put it into the dustbin. Do you think that they will read? I mean, even the students, they don't read when they do the assignments, right? So if you say two, aha, he has the experience, right? This is psychology, okay? But sir, doctor, I have so many experience. Can I have 10 pages? No. Okay, no. Don't overdo it. Because 10 pages, they said this is a lot of rubbish. Okay, make it like 2 to 2.5. So sweet. Okay. What font shall you use when you type your resume? Font.
12.
Very good. Times New Roman 12 or Arial. Okay?
Yep.
So when I taught my students in UTM, when I was a lecturer in UTM, and I told them we have to remember 4 E's. In fact, I give them an E for my class. 4 E's. Right? After you have the first sections yourself, right? But don't put, your sex, and then your height, your weight, unless if you want to be a model, right? In your personal bio data. So immediately after your bio data, you start with your education, perhaps from SMR, high schools, right up to your degree. Right, then we have education. The next part, the second part is your experience. Should you put your experience on the first page or the second page of your resume? Where shall you put it? First page or second page?
First page.
Why first page?
First impression.
First page, I think.
First page, you think. Right, very good. I mean, if you put it on the second page, they are just like my former students. They don't like to turn to the next page of the book. Okay, so put your experience immediately after the education part in the front page, the first page, because they will not spend their time to look at the second page, because for them, I'm not applying for this job. I have a lot of things to do, like, rather read Facebook rather than reading the candidate's resume. Okay? Got it right. Right. Okay. Okay, Nadira? Right. Okay. So far, what questions do you have? Oh, chat questions. Okay. Right, my next slide. This is very quiet group. Let me share some slide with you. Hockey dokie, guys. Can you see the resume?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So what do you think of this resume?
Sorry, sir, what was your question?
What do you think of this resume? This is the first page. We have another page to come.
It's interesting.
It has a nice design.
Work
Well
experience
structured.
nice design and contact.
Nice design, huh?
Yeah.
Much information.
It's
It's very
interesting.
professional, I think.
Too much
Yeah,
information
but too much.
to create face value.
Loaded with information.
Small font.
Loaded with information.
The year is not in sequence. 2015, then 2011, then again 2015.
Yes, okay, good. Very good.
No.
And he put his objective here. This is his first page. Okay. Now let us look at the second page.
Exaggerating.
Okay, can you see the second page?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Okie doke. Right, a lot of pictures, pictogram, and so forth, right?
Yeah.
And so now my next question is, what do you think about that resume?
I think he is putting a lot of information.
A lot of information,
I think it is better to put that information in terms of bullet points rather than long sentences like that.
Correct, Baron.
The font
Okay,
color,
good.
the font color make it hard to read.
Make it hard to read. Very good, Anis.
Just point out the main thing and then explain it later when the interviewer asks.
Good. Right. 3 years ago, when I was having some sort of like a mock interview, okay, someone asked me what is the difference between a CV, curriculum,
VIT.
Okay, VIT, or VTI, okay, not VT, okay. That's correct pronunciation, Muhammad. Very good. And a resume. The difference is in the spelling. Okay. No, I'm making a joke. Okay. Nobody laugh at my jokes. Muhammad. Oh, very good. You know, guys, I make this joke in my class, right? After 10 years, my student called me, "Sir, I got your joke." Then they laugh. After 10 years. Okay. So Muhammad, you're doing your PhD, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, doctor.
Good. Right. So people like Muhammad, right?
Yep.
He needs a CV. You know why? Because he has a lot of paper, article that he has written that should be put in his CV.
Yeah.
Right? It can be more than 10 pages. Let's say if he's applying for an associate professor, right? It can be 20 pages. Right? For people that wants to apply for a job upon graduation, right? A resume is better.
Okay.
Okay? Because for Muhammad, he is at the, not like those who has just graduated. They are at the very basic range. For Muhammad, perhaps middle range. or upper middle. So that's why he has to show people that these are all my work that I have done. A CV suits for Muhammad. A resume is for those fresh graduates, and those who want to apply for a new job but lacking of experiences. Okay? Right. Okay, so I will show you another resume.
Doctor, a question, please, doctor.
Yeah, excuse me?
Does it mean a CV is more comprehensive than a resume?
Correct. It's more comprehensive.
Okay.
Right. For example, like you have to spell out your job spec. You have to spell out the article that you have written, your index, corpus, and so forth. So that is for a CV. For a resume, it's just a little bit not that complicated.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Very good, Muhammad. Where are you from, Muhammad?
From Nigeria.
Nigeria. You speak Arabic?
Little.
No. Oh,
speak
Kaifa
little.
Haluka.
Alhamdulillah, kasiran.
Right. The experiences should put the recent year or no limit. Well, it depends. If you are just like Muhammad or like me, right, you have so many things to put, so you have to use your intelligence, right? Okay, this one is related. This one is not related. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Do we need to point out every little detail? Depends. If you don't have that much, yes. If you have a lot, no. It will bore the reader to death if you try to inflate your resume. Okay? Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, okay. Oops. Okay. So now let us look at this second resume from one of my former students. Okay, guys, what say you? She has a PhD in biomedical engineering. So what say you guys about that resume?
The font is too small.
Too small.
Too simple.
Guys.
It is too general also, I think. The information is provided there is too general.
Yes.
So we don't see the specific things about what she is doing.
Yes.
She doesn't tell herself.
Yes. And please, guys, for heaven's sake, from my own personal opinions, never, ever put your career objective in your resume. Because a lot of students, they just copy and paste without really understanding what they have wrote. Right? They say, to be a successful mechanical engineer. I mean, that is too broad. Perhaps they are not looking for a mechanical engineer. They are just looking for someone that can make sales, which has a degree from mechanical engineering. So you may lose a job. Okay? That's my personal humble opinion. Do we customize resume based on job we apply for? Yes, of course. Not one size fits all. We have to be a little bit hardworking. Okay?
Okay.
Right, we have to look at the job spec given in the advertisement and suit it. All those phrases in our experiences part. Okay, guys, by the way,
Yes, doctor. Hello, doctor. Can you hear me? Sorry, guys. I think the connection of Dr. Effendi has a problem, so we have to wait for him to join the talk again. I would like to tell to the participant, if you have a question, you could turn on your mic and you could just say what you want to know and let doctor answer your question directly. But if you want to wait for the question session also, we could read your question later, but it's up to you. Hello, doctor.
Okay, so what do you think about this resume?
It looks professional.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
It seems really good.
But there's a lot of things that he or she put there.
So if you look at this, right, I fail him too. Look at the job spec, right? Head of Department of Multimedia and Technical in Bio9, an event where we prepared luxurious dinner for final year students. Me and my team of 2 people managed to create invitation letters, slideshows, and also control sound system behind the stage. This is not a proper way of writing a resume. Okay? Another one. So let me show you. So let us look at this resume. Right. Okay. This is not my students, but he came to my room to learn about how to write a resume. Okay. So first and foremost, your bio data, your handphone number, plus your email. And make sure that your email looks professional, not Hello Kitty Irene ISS Indonesia at Gmail. That is too cute for you, right? Milk for you, poison for me. Okay? And then your educational background, right? From your high school right up to your first or master's degree. And immediately after that, your experience. Remember, this is what we call so-called a fresh graduate. when he came to see me, I said, "You're fresh graduates, heaven forbid, you smell." Okay? And then I told him on how to write. It's okay, guys. I will WhatsApp this to the committee member for this to be disbursed to you. Okay? Don't worry. Aha! So let us look at the first one. June to August 2015. This is actually his intern. Most students, they will just put it, okay, June 2020 to June 2021, internship at Deloitte. It says nothing. There's no such job that has the name of internship. Right? As you can see here, I asked him, "Iqbal, what do you do at that company?" "Sir, I draft all those drawing." Aha! I told him, put it as junior draft person. Okay, so let's say if you are in mechanical engineering, right? You can just put there assistant mechanical engineer, and you are not telling a lie because that is the job that you do while you do your internship. Okay, you got it clear, guys?
Yes.
Right.
Chris,
Then I asked him, "What do you do?" Spell it out. Then as you can see here, right? Streamline structural, mechanical, and civil drawings of multiple projects involving palm oil refineries, low to medium cost housing, and Felda decompact water treatment system. Voila! It looks professional. It looks professional. Right? So let's say, I remember when I was young, back in America, I applied for a job to be a cashier at a drugstore. When I fill in the form, experience it, I have no experience. Then my boss called me. "Are you sure you have no experience?" "I have no experience. I'm a fresh high school graduate." And she asked me, "Are you sure? If you have never worked before?" "But I used to help my mama at her restaurant." "Isn't that experience?" I said, "I don't know. I'm not paid by my mama. You have to be paid to be called experience?" Whoa! Holy guys, that's how I learned it. You don't have to be paid. Right? Remember that. Okay? Okay, guys, right? Let's say if you work in a restaurant, you have your mom, right, washing the dishes, but don't put in your job spec, wash dishes. You can put it as created a positive public image to increase sales. You're not telling a lie, right? When you wash the dishes and you wipe the tables, you are creating a positive image to your restaurant. So you have to look at it professionally. Created a positive public image to increase sales for the customers. But the fact that I wipe the tables and I clean the dishes. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Right. Assisted in contract estimation and taking off project Warga Felda, blah, 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 blah. As you can see here, it's all started with past tense. All action verbs compared to the previous resume. He is writing a story. Mercy. My God. Look at this. Streamlined, assisted, oversaw, gathered, and analyzed information and submitted monthly progress report to supervisor. So we can convert our internship experience as experience, and we are not telling a lie. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Maintain a positive public image. Let's say if you answer the call, right, for your dad's office, don't say answer the call. liars between the clients and the legal expert, assuming that your dad is a lawyer. So make it look professional. Okay. My God, you're all very serious. We don't have to be serious to be intelligent.
Yes.
Okay, doctor.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, Muhammad, are you still with me?
Yep.
Right, okay. I love to talk. Sir, we hate to listen. Okay, let's stop. Any questions? Oh, okay. All right, 238 or 247, okay. Okay, next one. Let me see what do we have here in my...
Excuse me, doctor. May I ask?
Yeah, sure.
So the point is, yeah, no matter what little experience we have, if we express it professionally, it will be good in the resume.
Yes, express it professionally. It will be very good in the resume. Okay, so let's say if the interviewer provoke you, this is just an intern. This is not an experience. So how are you going to answer it?
Hello, Doc.
Okay, guys.
Hello, Doc.
Yes.
You spoke about 4 E's in resume. And you spoke of education and experience. What are the other E's?
Okay, extracurricular activities, meaning the thing that you are involved while you are studying, right? Let's say the president of ISS Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you are involved in the graduation night. Put it there. But you should create a very nice phrases for that. Don't just say president of ISS Nigeria. That's it. It says nothing. Purpose is to sell, sell, and sell, and sell. And the last part for E is your expertise, your skills. Perhaps you can speak German. So put it there. Right? Sprechen Sie Deutsch. Do you speak German? Put it there. Perhaps you're good in C++. I got the C+ for C++. That is the best experience. Okay? And so forth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Aha!
Thank you.
One more thing. At the end of your resume, there's a reference part, right? Never ever put available upon request. Don't act like a diva. Put it there. Perhaps your 2 lecturers. And make sure that you give them their mobile number because lecturers are seldom in their office. Okay, I got a lot of calls, right? When students put my name as their reference. So that's why, guys, if you're not close to your lecturers, right? I do not know what to say. Okay? Right?
Thanks.
Okay.
Doctor, can I ask a question?
Okay, sure.
So what information does not need to be written on a resume? Because as we see, sometimes people put too much information that not need to be right.
Right. It's like this, right? For the purpose of today's talk, I would like to expand the way you think so that you will think you have divergent thinking. So that's why I started with 16 squares or 30 squares. Because most students, not my students, right, in UTM, when they came, they said, sir, I have nothing to put in my resume. The world is unfair, right? Blaming the world. But the moment he sit down, I said, okay, let us analyze yourself. I asked them questions. Then only they become, aha, I have this, I have that. But guys, never ever overdo it. Okay, perhaps 3 experiences for your experience part is enough, good enough. 2 experiences for your extracurricular activities is good enough. Right? Because don't write a thesis for your resume. But sir, how about it's not related to I'm a mechanical engineering student, but what I did for ISS is just like, management. Can I put it in my resume? Can we, Muhammad?
No.
No, why not?
Really?
So now let us look at the question. What do we mean by not related?
Okay.
Do engineers have to know how to speak?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
So how can we tell that experience is not related? Because some lecturers ask me these questions. Students are confused. Doctor, you say it this way, but my professor say it this way. And I told them it's because they are professors. They have already got a job. You don't have a job. You have to sell yourself. And they're already 60 years old. You are 20 years old. Right? 40 years ago, to get a job is so easy. Right?
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Not young. 40 years ago,
Okay.
right? Even if with a diploma, you can be an engineer. Now you have to have at least a master's degree. So, I asked my students, right? What do you think the salary is for the engineer? I'm teaching mechanical.
Around 3,000 for fresh graduate.
Yeah,
For fresh
3,000.
3,000 Malaysian ringgit, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I told them that 3 is right. 1,300 ringgit. And then they were so shocked and get angry with me. So, I think you're wrong. Yes. An engineer deserves to be paid more because they work hard, they study hard. Then I look at their face. Who asked you to study hard? It's your problem. Nobody asked you to study hard. It's your choice. Why should I pay you for studying hard? When I want to employ you, I want to make sure that you can bring money to my company. I'm not a welfare department, man. Right? Those engineers who are able to present, to get projects, they will get more pay as compared to those who do the work. Do you get me, guys? So
Yes.
that's where communication skills is very important, not because I'm teaching English. Okay? I interviewed new young lecturers, even old lecturers at UTM. Right? I look at their face. Doctor, what color is your brain? Then they look at my face. Are you serious? So look at my face. Am I smiling? Oh, mercy. Right? This is just to test your creativity. And you should answer by saying,
Excuse me, Doc. Yeah.
yes.
Your mic was mute. I was going to ask you to unmute it.
Okay, sure. Right. Where was I? I forget. Okay, guys. I believe that the color of my brain is the rainbow color, full of colorful. Why? Because as a normal person, in order to be successful, right, we have to look at things differently, because the colors of the rainbow is blue, red, and blah, 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 and explain it. Right? And even, I look at this young lecturer with PhD, I asked her a very simple questions. Do you have a boyfriend? Guys, this is a valid and legitimate question. It's not personal. Personal for you, not for me. Because if you have a boyfriend, right, if you have a clash with that person, you will become moody. Then you will call your students when you come to the class. Right?
Right.
If you answer, oh, I don't have a boyfriend, and I'll say, aha, you are an anti-social person. We will provoke you. Okay? So okay, you should pray to God. Offended shouldn't be there when UTM interview you. Okay? So these are all the things. Okay, Dr. Wahid? So these are some of the questions, okay? Okay, so far, guys, after this course, I will WhatsApp one sample of the resume. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so that you can just, change here and there, right? Okay, next questions, okay? What if they ask you, I ask the questions, right? A 48-year-old candidate for Faculty of Built Environment. He applied to be a lecturer at UTM, and he took about 10 years to finish his PhD. And I asked him, Doctor, what was your greatest failure and what have you learned from it? Or maybe, very simple question for fresh graduate like all these people. Okay, Ayin, can you hear me, Ayin? What are your weaknesses?
Maybe you can ask me, Doctor.
Okay, Baron, what are your weaknesses?
Well, actually, my weakness is located on memorizing something.
Aha! Guys, Mr. Interviewer, I prefer to look at my weaknesses as challenges. Make it from negative to the positive. And one of my challenges that I have currently is my presentation skills. However, currently I've enrolled in a course, public speaking course at British Councils, and I've improved a lot. And I hope that with all these skills, I will be able to contribute towards bettering your company. Okay? Don't say, well, what weaknesses? I have a degree. I have no weaknesses. That is too much. Right? Make it positive. I prefer to look at weaknesses as challenges. And one of my challenges is my public speaking skills. I'm not really good in it. However, currently I've enrolled in a course by Dr. Effendi, the greatest person on earth, to better my skills. Okay? Okay, thank you guys for laughing at my jokes. Okay, right? So make it positive.
Please, Doctor, let me ask a question, or maybe have a
Sure,
conclusion.
Mohammed.
Now, please, I want to ask, in the course of including all your experiences, is it not important for you to include the experiences that you have document to support it? Because some interviewers might be very critical. They will see all your experiences, they say, what are the justification of all those experiences? What will you say then? If you don't
What are
have
the
any
justification
of all the experiences you have included in your CV or resume?
Mm-hmm. All the experience that you have included in the resume, right? What are the justification? Aha.
Yeah.
So it's actually like this, guys. If you put all those experiences, right? And what is your definition of justification?
Maybe supporting document or something like that to show that yes, you really have these experiences, not that you just fabricated them. Yeah.
Right. So normally, guys, supporting documents, right? So normally students ask me, sir, can we put all our certificate in our application letter? And I told them, for what purpose? Because it will make it, your application letter, this thick. You may bring that in your file during the interview. Perhaps you have been involved in a marine technology in Nigeria. So perhaps you have some pictures where you can show it to them.
Okay.
I call it your portfolio.
Okay.
I teach my student in my class, I call it SK portfolio. It's thick with all those pictures with the caption down it and describe what have you done. But in a resume, we have to be very precise, concise. And remember, guys, employers also do an internet check on you, okay? So be careful what you have written on the net. Today, I hate Dr. Afendi's class. They can check it. Okay? Okay, my name is Mr. Muhammad. So you have, that is another thing we call it portfolio. It's thick. So they can just browse through. And you have index, right? Meaning your education part, your skills part, and so forth.
Okay.
But for a CV and also for a resume, not that. That one you should bring it during your interview, where they have more time. When they ask, okay, Mr. Muhammad, tell me more about yourself. You stand up, give them your portfolio. Before I tell you more about myself, this is my portfolio. And then you can talk. And they will just browse through. Aha, you have worked in Malaysia before. Oh, that's great. I have a cousin in Malaysia. So you will be the boss, the manager in Malaysia. You got a job. Okay. Sure. Okay. So that's why when you're writing your resume, guys, you have to smile. Don't be so serious. Okay. So we cannot smile. We are engineers. We have to be serious. You don't have to be serious to be intelligent. Okay, I'm saying that for the second time. Okay, next one.
Doctor, I want to ask something.
Yeah, sure. So what do you have in your mind?
Since I will graduate next year, so I want to ask how to build a confidence before I attend the interview, because sometimes when we want to interview the other person that's going to take the job is the person that already have experience, or he is already old and have a lot of experience, and I am just a fresh graduate. So what should I do before the interview? Should I talk to the mirror to build my confidence, like, Ika, come on, you can do it, or just prepare with the document?
Well, Ika. Avoid looking at the black area. Look at the white area, you can see FLY, right? Yes, perhaps they are old. Old does not mean they have more experience. Not necessarily salary. Focus on our strength. Be yourself. Yes, I can do it. And being a Muslim, right, I will always tell my students, please recite Al-Fatiha for 41 times and sadaqah it to the interviewer. Okay? Focus on our strength. Right? Everybody has their own strength. Don't worry. Perhaps they have the experience, but you have all the new experience, like you can upload to the internet. You can do a lot of things. They don't learn about C++. They use Pascal, old way of programming, right? So don't worry. Focus on your strength. Perhaps, okay? Experience is very abstract. Is it work experience? And even work experience, is it communication? Is it the soft skills? Is it like some sort of like leadership skills? A lot of things. Okay, so focus on yourself. So when I interviewed all these new lecturers at UTM, I'm the only a lecturer that is not a professor. The rest are all professors. And I don't feel anything. Right? Even when I was at faculty science last 3 months, I asked a very not intelligent question for this candidate, supposed to be a chemistry lecturer. I asked him a very simple question. He was talking about chemical reaction. Okay? And I told him, doctor, if I have one bottle of mineral water and another bottle of mineral water, and I've mixed it, is there any chemical reaction? And all the professors are looking at me like this. Not intelligent question. And another physics PhD holder, we asked him to teach, right? And then he taught on how to calculate the ampere. And I raised my hand, doctor, why should we calculate the ampere? And the professors are all looking at me. Ooh, no, what is teachers? He teaches English. I have to know the reason. Why should you calculate the ampere, right? That's how you motivate the student. I'm not interested in getting the right answer. Why? And he couldn't answer it. But I asked that question, Ika, and I don't mind if they look at me, this is from the social science. He knows nothing. I don't care. Because that is a question from the students, actually. Right? And I told the professors, I'm using behavioral-based interview. There are many types of interview. I explain it to them. Of course, nicely. Okay? And I even asked some mathematical questions. Right? They thought that English lecturers only have English degrees. No, my basic degree is in mathematics. And now I become a clown. Okay. I love it. Last time I was a very shy person. Alhamdulillah, once I changed my profession, my God, I love to meet people. Okay? Don't worry. Okay. Ika, focus on your strength.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, Felix. Right. Bum.
Yes, doctor.
What is this? Okay. Share. Okay, access.
Doctor.
Yes.
Actually, we got a lot of questions here, so it is okay that we proceed to the discussion session. That I will ask question from the friends, and then you will answer it one by one.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, the first question is from Auzan. He said, I want to ask about your CV opinion on exaggerating yourself in your CV.
CV opinion?
On exaggerating yourself in your CV.
How do I rate myself in my CV? In my CV? Which CV are you referring to? Which CV are you referring to?
Your CV.
The one that I gave it
No,
to you?
doctor. No. I meant like, what is your opinion on like us exaggerating ourselves in our own CV? Like over
Exaggerating. Aha! Well, actually, right, guys, depends on your definition of exaggerating. For example, my Malaysian students, right, they put in their resume as 2010 to 2020, June 2020 to July 2020, practical, Shell Bintulu. Then I told them, is there such a job by the name of practical? No. Then I asked them, what did you do? Then I can say that I conclude that, aha, you are an assistant engineer. That is not exaggerating, because through your job spec, that is what an assistant engineer job spec. Okay, I'll show you some samples. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Questions?
Okay, the next question is from Aisha from SBME. Do we need to put our picture in our CV?
Aha! Good questions. In this part of the world, in Asia, right? Yes. In America, it's a no, discrimination. But in this part of the world, it's a yes. So make sure that you have a photo of yourself, the latest with your blazer, right? Not your t-shirt with your cat. Yo, what's up, man? What's up? No, a professional one. Okay. In America, it is not allowed to put pictures because of the race discrimination and so forth. In our part of the world, yes. That's the first impression.
Okay.
Everybody is beautiful.
The next question is from Eva from Mechanical. There are many creative templates to create a CV in the internet nowadays, and they are not using the font type you just mentioned. And I think it looks more interesting and catchy. What do you think about that? Do we have to stick with the font rules or just exploring our creativity?
Well, taking the template from the net is not creativity.
She means
even
the
a standard. Yeah, I mean the font or the template.
The font.
The font should be Times New Roman and Arial, unless if you want to apply as designer, yes. But if it is a serious job like lecturer or engineer, make sure it's a little bit conservative. Times New Roman or Arial. Because those who will be reading your resume are the old people. Okay? And I will not advise for you to use the template from the net because
the next question
it cannot be
is
traced
from
by the ATS. Okay, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure. Loud and clear.
Okay, the next question is from Jack Map Engineering. Doctor, do we need or not?
Could you please repeat? Do we need?
Does CV have any format or not?
A CV or resume?
She is asking about CV.
CV, okay. So normally, right, your biodata is very important. And for people like me, right, in my CV, I will not put my education first. I'll put my experience first. Why? Because at my age, We don't need any more of that. But at your age, you should put your education first. Okay, after education, then your experience. And then you have to spell out, like what Mr. Muhammad says, your job spec clearly. But normally in this part of the world, or in America too, we use CV and resume interchangeably. When people talk about CV, they're talking about resume. Unless 20 years from now, when you have already established yourself, then a CV is better. Or at that time, they call it portfolio. Okay.
Okay, doctor. The next question is from Abu Bakar. Some invitation to apply for job include formats for the CV. Which one must strictly follow?
Some interview. Okay. We have to follow that. Okay. So for that question, of course, that's the first interview. We have to follow whatever that has been instructed in the advertisement. If they like it that way, because perhaps they may use a software to process your resume or your CV. We call it Applicant Tracking System, or ATS.
Okay, doctor. For the next question is from Zian. What are your credentials for an experience with writing resumes for job seekers? And also, what is the best format, like chronological or skills or functional?
Okay. I prefer, based from the resume that I've shown just now, right, a chronological resume. From the recent to the previous. I prefer it that way. Because functional resume for me is a little bit chaotic because of the dates. Right? Chronological is more systematic.
Okay, doctor. The next question is from Tamara. Do we customize resume based on job we apply for?
Yes, for sure. That shows that how hardworking you are. We cannot have one size fits all.
And the next question is from Nadira. I have learned about how to write a CV, sir, but I'm still confused how to make a CV on point in accordance with the company we are going to. And what are the limitations in writing the CV?
Right. Well, actually, right, it's not like when we study math or mechanical engineering, whereby 4 + 5 is 9. A CV or a resume is just like a combination of arts and science. Okay, there's no some sort of like a very rigid rule saying that this is a format. Because normally a resume, a CV, right, you have your bio data and followed by your experiences. That's it. And of course, you have to spell out your job specification that you have done, and that's it. Because there's no such way that, okay, this is the standard of a resume or this is a standard of a CV. The purpose is as long as people can read it, and make sure that you don't clutter your CV with a lot of things. Have some spaces. Okay, we call it white space. Okay, and make sure that you use a very good printer. And make sure that you don't fall to mail it. Or let's say if you want to email it, make sure it is in PDF. Okay?
Okay, doctor. The next question is from Johan. The experiences should put the recent year or no limit?
Well, let's say if you have only 2 experiences, right? Perhaps you can take sometimes but 6 years ago plus today. But if you have a lot, you can just choose the thing that you like the best.
Okay, the next question is from Eva.
Okay,
Do we have to write all the experiences we have, even though it is not related with the job we applied for?
Okay, let's say if you only have 3 experiences, and let's say if you are an architecture student, right? And let's say, okay, when you were in high schools, you work in the school bookstore, which is not related to architecture, right? Not related. But since you only have 3 experiences, you can put it there. Because when you work in a bookstore, of course, you have to do the accounting system. You have to communicate with the clients. These are all the things. We call it soft skills. Because being an architect, your job is not only to draw. Your job is to get the project, to convince people of your drawing, to do the presentation. So with the experience working at a bookstore, it might help you because it shows that you have that experience communicating with other people, with the customers. Okay, Ika, yeah.
Okay, the next question is from Habibi.
Habibi.
Where should we put more effort on when it comes to writing the resume? Do we need to focus on elaborating our values, or should we keep it simple yet professional and complete?
Values. I don't understand the meaning of values. Your values?
I think how we sell ourselves. Like what is our strength?
Well, sometimes I dislike it when people say, okay, personal strength, team player. But when you look at the resume, there's nothing inside that can tell you that he's a team player. He never involved, he was never involved in any society. That is just like inflating yourself. And then I can see that some people give, okay, from 1 to 10, they give 8 for their creativity. So, I mean, how can we tell? So I will rather not to put it in the resume.
Okay, the next question is from some students, some participants. Can we get a resume from your file for us after this events meeting, like the format, so we could just have the reference?
Sure, I will give it to the ISS Indonesia for it to be distributed. No problem. Even that was actually my intention, to ease your pain. Okay.
Okay, the next question is from Tamara again. Do we need to write our address on resume?
Okay, yes. Let's say if they call you and you lose your phone, at least they can send up a letter to your address. So make sure that you have your email, your mobile, and your address.
Okay, the next
Not
question.
your height.
Sorry, sir.
Okay, sure.
The next question is from Baron. Doctor, I have a question. Do we need to separate organizations and work experience, or should we put them down together under experience field? Thank you in advance.
What is his definition of organization?
Like ISS Indonesia. And
oh, that is extracurricular activities. Right. Very good questions. depends. You can also put it as your work experience, whatever extracurricular activities that you have. But if you have a lot of work experience, you can put it back at your extracurricular activities. It shows that, meaning you are very involved in campus activities, you are a team player, and you also have your own working experience.
Okay, Doctor. Now it's time for the last questions from Ika, myself. How to answer this question from an interviewer? Where do you see yourself on the next 5 years? How can I answer that?
Right. So any suggestion from the participants?
Could you please repeat the question?
The question is, where do you see yourself on after 5 years? Should I say I will be the manager, or should I say it like in the soft, like I will be promoting blah blah blah, or I should say it, I will assign someone to do the project because I will handle the bigger project? What should I say to impress the interviewer?
Anyone? Anyone?
Hello, Doc.
Well, Mr. Yes. If you say that I'll be replacing you, like what Jamila says, it shows that you are over ambitious and you may offend the interviewer. So we have to use a little bit of psychology. You can say that, Mr. Interviewer, inshallah, if I were given this post in 5 years' time, right, I will develop myself and contribute myself, right, with all the efforts to upgrade and to make this company a better company so that we will have a brighter future in the future.
Okay, I will keep that answer for me.
I cannot be so cocky. Well, in 5 years' time, I'll be the manager in this company. So it took him 20 years to be a manager, and whew, this is too much. Okay, so use psychology. Of course, I know that some people may say that, well, you should say, in 5 years' time, I'll be replacing you. I think that is very arrogant, in my humble opinion. Correct, Jamila.
Yes. I have the last question after the last question, Doctor.
Okay, sure.
Where can I learn public speaking?
Well, normally, right, where can you learn public speaking? So I can say you can learn it from me. I love public speaking because when I was a student, I remember when I was doing my teaching certificate, I was so shy to give my presentation. But Alhamdulillah, right? When we face fear, fear will disappear. Right? Public speaking is just like, some students, they memorize their public speaking. You don't have to. You just get the gist and be yourself. Okay?
Okay,
so that's why.
Thank you. That's why.
I told my students, right? Those who don't like public speaking, they will get a low pay because it is a very useful tool for us to be promoted. Okay. Right.
Okay. Indeed, the discussion of such matters is so interesting that we forgot the time. Now, before we close this session, Dr. Effendi bin Hashim might want to convey a message or advice to the new students who have just become part of UTM family. Could you please give any advice, Doctor?
Okay, guys, when you enroll in your university, right, we have to forget about our past glorious achievement. Is already past. Make sure that within these 3 or 4 years in UTM, we develop ourselves. We develop ourselves. Be involved, not over involved in society. Meet your professor, because I love my students to come to my room and talk to me. That's how you develop your communication skills. Join the right group. Okay, avoid saying that I'm a mechanical engineering student. I will only focus on mechanical engineer. I will skip my English class because English is not important. That is too bad. Don't listen to those people that fail in their life. Okay, otherwise UTM will not be paying all those lecturers to teach English. Okay, and then try to be involved in some of the campus activities. You will learn a lot about soft skills. And don't just join ISS Indonesia for the sake of getting the principal whatever in UTM. Join it to develop yourself. Okay. Remember, our attitude will determine our altitude. Learn as much as possible. Be a sponge. Absorb as much as possible. The new sponge with good capillary, not SpongeBob. Okay? That's my advice to the new young student.
Thank you so much, Doctor. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this event. From the explanation and warm discussion earlier, some things that I can conclude are: sell yourself to make a good impression. And the second one is, in order to be successful, you have to look at the things differently. And then the last one is, when we face fear, fear will disappear. Oh yeah, I want to add something actually. When doctor said recite Al-Fatiha 41 times before we want to enter the interview session, I would like to suggest you to do salawat 1,000 times, because that really helps. And this is all from the crash course today. Many thanks to Dr. Effendi bin Hashim, who has taken the time to fill out today's webinar on the sidelines of his busy schedule. Start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and then suddenly you are doing the impossible. Such a great quote from Francis of Assisi. Before I say goodbye, I would like to inform you that there is a link on the chat column for the attendance, or you could just scan the barcode on your monitor. Those who doesn't fill up the form will not get any certificate. Take care of your health. Let us pray that this pandemic will end soon and all of us are protected by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. I am Ika Khairunisa Putri as the moderator today. Along with all the committees in charge, we want to thank you for your participation. See you at the other Astha New Student Admission Event sessions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and goodbye. Before we leave the meeting, we are going to have a photo session. So we have to smile and someone will take a picture in this Zoom.
Okay, I will take the picture for this meeting.
Okay.
Okay, before we start, yeah, someone hasn't turned on his camera, please turn it on. Okay. This is the first slide.
After this photo session, I would like to spend another 20 minutes to talk about the soft skills, if I may.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I will take a photo.
Can have the photo session first?
Yeah. Okay, this is the slide 1. 1, 2, 3. Slide 2. Slide 3. Slide 4. Slide 5. 6. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, I leave it to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, so doctor, you could tell us, and you have 20 minutes to tell us about the soft skills.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okie dokie. So let us check it out. So first, guys, I would like to ask you, right, guys, since we have already done all these things, right? So can you tell me what are the factors of success?
Opportunity.
Factors of success.
Determination.
Determination, very good.
Optimism.
Optimism, okay, good.
Discipline.
Discipline,
Resistance.
Prayers.
Prayers,
Opportunity.
Opportunity. Remember, guys, opportunity prefers the prepared mind. Positive thinking, optimism. Right. So according to a research, excuse me?
No.
Okay.
Continue, sir.
Right. I'll give you my email after this. All right. According to a research conducted by Andrew Carnegie Foundation in America, right, based from 100,000 respondents, our success depends on these three things. Right. The first one is attitude, which contribute towards 81% of our success. Attitude. Skills, 12%, and the knowledge is only 7%, your degree, your qualification. So for those young students, right, please remember to develop the attitude towards what we are doing in UTM. It's okay to get a C rather than get an A by copying and pasting. Okay? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Yes,
Right there, doctor.
So what is attitude? I asked these questions to my students from Malaysia. They said, attitude is sikap, sir. What is sikap? And they said, sikap is attitude. So attitude is actually the way we feel. How do you feel when you have this opportunity to join this webinar? You say, oh no, I don't have the time. How do we act? And how do we think? So that is attitude. So guys, develop a good attitude. So what does employers look for when they interview us? First is our communication skills. They said, okay, why do you want to work with my company? You couldn't just say, because I don't have a job. Okay. Well, Mr. Interviewer, ever since I was in primary school, I would love to be a mechanical engineer. For me, a mechanical engineer is just like samurai. What is samurai? The first S is someone that's full of skill, analytical skills, critical thinking skills, creative thinking skills that we need as engineer. An engineer also should be ambitious. What should be done today should be done today and not to be postponed until tomorrow. And mature. As an engineer, we have to be mature in our decision making. And as an engineer, I believe that we have to be someone that is understanding. We have to understand our subordinate in order for our project to be accomplished. If I may quote, right, what Stephen Covey says in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People: seek first to understand, then to be understood. And next one, the R stands for reader. A reader today, a leader tomorrow. And I always believe, right, in kindergarten, we learn to read, but now, as an engineer, we read to learn. A, analytical. And finally, we have to be intelligent. So that's why that's my ambition, to be an engineer at your company. So your communication skills, problem-solving skills, interpersonal skills, your appearance, and your high self-esteem. Oh my God, they all have the experience. I'm just a fresh graduate. There's low self-esteem. Okay. And be a team player. It's no longer high school. When you work, you have to know how to blend with other people, how to lead people, how to motivate people. You can't just tell people, look here, I'm an engineer, you have to listen to me. That's bad. If you work offshore, they will push you to the sea and you die. Okay, use psychology. Okay. So these are the things. Okay, Ika.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Afandi bin Hashim. I think I will contact you later because this topic is very interesting.
Okay, sure, no problem. I love to talk.
Yeah, so that's all for Crash Course today. I hope you enjoyed and got a lot of knowledge here. Thank you so much, guys.
And for those who request for my email, right? I'll give it to the ISS Indonesia. Okay?
Yeah, we will distribute it to you guys, to all of you, so we could have a great CV together.
Inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. I would like to remind you guys to fill the form, because if you don't fill the form, you will not get any certificate. So for those who are not scanned the barcode yet, please scan it now, or you could just find the link on the chat room. So
Thank
guys,
you
that's
so
all
much,
for
sir.
this
Very
session.
appreciated.
Thank you.